Hello and welcome back to Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Alright, so I realized in the last video about the power of beliefs, I left one really important piece out. It's really important for you to understand how powerful beliefs are and how they actually work. So I said the stories, but I forgot to add this piece into it. Alright, so I'm going to give you the shortened version. Okay, so I told you about two stories and my beliefs compared to what they used to be and my new experiences now. Okay, and how beliefs literally guide and create your life. This is important to understand. Because once you understand this, you can completely transform your life based on your new beliefs. See, you look at other people and you think, wow, they're so lucky, they're successful, or they're rich, or they're famous, or they're really good at sports, or they're creative, or whatever it is, all right? It's not luck. What it is it's your beliefs. Your beliefs literally guide your every step, and that's what I'm going to make really crystal clear to you in this video. So first of all, the way your unconscious mind works, and remember, your unconscious mind is that glacier, you know, like the Titanic hit the ice glacier, whatever. So you ever seen the image of the conscious mind's little tiny tip above the water and everything else is like 90+% beneath the water that no one even knows about because you can't see it? That's your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind controls what you do and what you don't do, and it's actually unconscious. So the way your unconscious mind works is really simple. If you believe something, your unconscious mind's job is to go, oh, okay, that's what we believe, then that's what I have to prove. So here's what it does. It will delete, distort, and generalize everything. So let's say someone comes up to you and says you're beautiful or you have beautiful eyes. If you don't believe that, you will literally delete that. You will completely act like that never happened. Your brain goes, didn't hear that. And the worst part is your beliefs are not your beliefs. You learn them from your parents, from your brothers, your sisters, your teachers, friends. Here's the worst part of all of it. Most of your beliefs that hold you back are from narcissists or people that wanted to limit you. Your beliefs absolutely can and will limit you if you have limiting beliefs. Because your unconscious mind goes, oh, that's what I believe in this situation? Well, therefore, that's what must become. And it will do everything in its power, including lie to you, like delete it, act like it never happened, it was never said. And technically what it's doing is it's filtering information out. That's what beliefs are. They're filters. So if someone tells you that you have beautiful eyes, it's like you don't hear it. But if someone tells you you have ugly eyes, if you believe that, then you hear it. If you think that you're ugly, then people will, no matter how much they compliment you, 9 out of 10, let's say 9 out of 10 people say that you have beautiful eyes, a beautiful smile, you won't hear it. It'll be filtered out. But one person says, man, you're really ugly, or they say something that leads or is like indirectly says you're ugly, you will hear that, but not the other ones. Now I'm going to give you a real life example from me. Now remember, you can change your beliefs. Absolutely. This is what I do professionally, okay? Belief changes is one of the easier things that we work on. All right, so now let me tell you my story. So the reason why I've been making all these videos recently is because I worked with a client yesterday, or two mornings ago now technically. Had a radically shifted, we had a 3-hour session. We just kept going on and on until he made the shift. His life transformed. So let's talk about what happened with me recently. All right, so what happened was, okay, so someone had said to me, someone I talked to once in a while, and she says, okay, so another young lady was staring at me every time she would walk by. And this happened 3 times in a row, not 3 days in a row, but like within about a 2-week period of time. And this girl walked in and she just froze and she just locked onto me and she just didn't move. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, but the thing is, inside, like, she must be thinking there's something about me that's pretty awesome or beautiful or whatever, right? Now watch this. So as she walked away, I said, look, I go, she did. She goes, yeah, I saw that. So she noticed it too the first 2 times and she noticed it this time. I go, what do you think she's staring at? She goes, oh, it's your eyes. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, you have beautiful eyes. I'm like, really? She goes, Michael, your eyes are like crystal clear, crystal blue. And I said, what did I say? God damn it. I said it better than the last video. I forgot how I said it. I think I said, oh, I didn't know that. Or no one, I said, thank you so much. No one ever tells me that. Now, the thing was, it was a real it caught me off guard because in my eyes, in my brain, I was like, wow, this is the first time in my life. In fact, I even think I said that. I go, this is the first time in my life that anyone's ever said that to me. Thank you. And I was like shocked. It was like, wow, that's very nice. And then immediately after that, I can't remember exactly what I said. I said it better than the last video that I made of this. But I said, you know, in my life, a lot of people have told me that you have crystal clear blue eyes when you're out in the sun. So on the one hand, I say, wow, no one has ever told me that before. And yet I immediately, literally 1 or 2 sentences later say, you know, people have said this to me all the time. So do you see how your brain doesn't allow you to hear the good stuff if you don't believe it? So now, a couple days later after that, I went to like this shopping center and I went and bought these things that I really like. They're like $2 or $3 each. And I was really happy, got a whole, like 10 of them, blah, blah, blah. And I'm walking out of the store now the sidewalk, or whatever you want to call it, it's really wide. I think it's got to be at least 10 feet wide, maybe even more than that, right? So I was walking up the sidewalk and some lady was coming towards me, but I'm looking down, counting, and I'm also thinking in my brain, like, okay, I got to go home, I got to exercise, got to do this, and then I got to come home, got to make some videos, got to set up my recording equipment, and I'm in my head thinking, right? So as she walks by, she lifts her hand real fast, and she had like a folder or a spiral notebook in her hand, and she kind of lifted up, and it caught me out of the corner of my eye, and I looked over like, what the hell? And as she walked by, it was like, boom, she had blocked her face, and I couldn't see her face. And I thought, oh, that's weird. And as I was walking, I turned back. Well, maybe there were some bees or something. And I just kept walking. And then I took a left into the parking lot. And as I was walking across, another lady. Now, by the way, that lady wasn't right next to me. She was about 4 or 5 feet over or something like that. So we weren't even close. So then this other lady, she's coming towards the store, the entryway. And I'm walking across into the parking lot. And she raises her hand up really quick as we get close. And now, again, she's about 4 or 5 feet away, so we're not close. And I'm not looking at her. I'm literally looking down at the things in my hand. I'm thinking of what I got to do. I'm in a really good mood. And she jerks her hand up like she's blocking, right? So I thought, wow, that's really weird, because 2 women did it in a row. And I thought, wow. I thought it was my magical glow, like my spiritual glow or something. It must be too bright for them. I'm not joking. I literally thought that. Now, watch this. In the past, I would have automatically went to, whoa, did I do something wrong? And then I would have started feeling bad, like really, really bad. And I would have spun in my head over and over and over and over. And I would have felt really bad, okay? So here's the deal. Beliefs are not real. Neither one of those beliefs is real because, number one, I didn't do anything wrong. Number 2, am I glowing? I don't know. I can't see if I'm glowing or not. So who knows what it could have been, right? But your beliefs will tell you whatever you believe. I just happen to believe that I've done a lot of energy healing, which I have, and because of that, I've got a really clear energy field, and people tend to tell me, like, man, you practically glow. You're like really bright and shiny. I've heard it for years. So now I tend to believe that, and it makes me feel good. And you know what? They could have hated me, or I could have done something, didn't realize it, and I could be completely wrong. But the fact of the matter is, I feel good. Now, let's talk about this. Okay, I want to give you more examples. One more example. Let's say you have a belief that nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. I know, because I used to have this one. Nobody likes me, right? So I remember in the past when I was so sad talking to someone And the funny thing is, this person really cared about me. And as I look back, it's like, wow, how did I miss that? And I did, and it really hurt them. And I've done this with a couple of people, and I've had other people do it with me. I'm like, what are you talking about? I totally love you. I really do. I really can. No one loves me. And I remember I said this to someone. They were like, dude, I totally love you, dude. I'm here for you, blah, blah, blah. And what happened was, I remember it was like in my mind, it's like, yeah, but you don't count. Most fucked up thing in the world. And I think I even said something like that, and it really hurt that person. So it ended up pushing them away, and they stopped being nice to me. Well, of course, because you just hurt them. So here you go walking around, and here's what happens. If you have a belief that people don't love you, when someone loves you, you push them out of your life. Or they might be in your life, but you just block any mention, thought, or even if they really do things for you to help you out, it's like it doesn't register. It gets filtered out by this belief that says, I'm not loved. Nobody loves me, even though they do. And here's the worst part. That belief will also attract you to the people that don't love you, because you have a belief that people don't love you. Now it's pulling you to the very thing that you don't want. You're going around people that are mean to you, people that are not loving you, that are using you, that are hurting you. That is how powerful beliefs are. The good news is beliefs are not real. They're literally completely made up. You get to change your beliefs. Now this affects every area of your life. If you believe you're not lucky, guess what? You're going to unconsciously make a mistake. You're going to unconsciously choose the wrong number. You're going to unconsciously do something where you're not lucky. Because that's what you believe. If you believe that no one likes you, that you have no friends, guess what you're going to do? You are unconsciously going to hurt them, push them away. You're not going to call them back. And even if you do, you're going to do things you're going to say things like, oh, I don't have any friends. And they're just going to be standing there looking at you like, what the hell am I? What am I doing here? Like, I'm your friend. They may not even say that. It might hurt them so bad that they're like, well, fuck this. I guess he doesn't consider me a friend. Fuck him. I'm out of here. So one of the beliefs I used to have that I know a lot of people have is that people are mean, people are bad, people are whatever, right? So I grew up in a very dysfunctional family, very narcissistic family on an extreme level. So I just it wasn't even a conscious belief. I was just raised like, oh, this is the way people are. So I could walk into a party of 100 people and spend 2 or 3 hours there. Let's say I went with 5 of my friends. Well, when we leave the party, everyone's like, dude, wasn't that the best bunch of people? Weren't those people the greatest people? Just good-hearted people? And I'd walk out, what are you talking about? Those are the most messed up people I've ever seen in my life. And they're like, what do you mean? So here's what would happen with me. I would walk into the party, and I remember I could bump into someone who was a good person, and it's like their energy field. Now, back then I didn't think this, but as I look at it now, it's a good way to explain it. Like, I didn't vibe. I didn't connect. Something wasn't... I couldn't relate to them. They were just kind of this foreign thing to me. And then I'd go to the next one. And, well, okay, there was another nice person, but I didn't know they were nice. I just didn't connect, because my circle of influence, my world, was this world of very toxic, negative people. And so whenever I bump into a nice person, it's like I couldn't relate to them, like they're speaking a foreign language. And I used to say, oh, those people are fake. And I literally would say that. I would tell my friends, dude, those people they're acting all happy. But they were happy, but I couldn't relate to that. Because my belief was that people were mean and aggressive and hurtful. And therefore, when I met people that weren't, it didn't make sense to me. So they must be fake. It's not real, though. And that's my point. Beliefs are not real, but they are powerful. They will guide and steer your life and create your life. So be careful of what you believe, and remember, you can change your beliefs. This is one of the things that I do, that I'm trained and certified in. It's something called belief changes, and there's a bunch of other things, reframing and all this other stuff. But you just know this for now, you can change your beliefs. So let's say you don't believe you're worthy or you're good enough, right? Like I was that, okay, let's take me for example. I would get so good at a skill. And if one person came up to me and said, you're no good, I would just quit. Or I would struggle. Oh God, I'm trying to think like, I could get straight A's for years and I could work, okay, I got one. So I would work my ass off my whole fucking life. And you can go to my coaches. My coaches will tell you, like, yeah, that dude's the hardest work I've ever seen in my life. But my family kept telling me that I was lazy. Oh, you're lazy. Oh, you're no good. You're lazy. That's all I heard. So I had this belief that I was lazy. I would work so fucking hard. One of my coaches was like, dude, just relax. I would lift weights after triple days. We did triple days in football in high school. And then I'd go into the weight room and lift weights for an hour. And my coach came and goes, dude, what are you doing? You need to let your body rest. You need to recover. Well, I didn't understand what that meant back then. It wasn't until I was in my 20s, a chiropractor who was a professional bodybuilder explained you need to let your body rest to rebuild the muscles. Well, I didn't know that. So I was pushing myself to fucking exhaustion and I was overdoing it, but I didn't know it. And guess what? I still thought I was fucking lazy. I'm serious. No matter how hard I worked. And here's the thing. We were section champions. We had some of the best coaches in the world. And no matter how many of my teammates and coaches were like, dude, you were like the hardest worker. No matter how many boxing coaches, football coaches, wrestling, I just thought I was fucking lazy. I really did. So I never got to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I never got to enjoy it because I felt bad. Like I felt guilty. Like, oh man, I could have pushed it harder. I could have worked harder. And God, that was such a nightmare. So what about you? What job did you not apply for because you honestly thought you weren't good enough or you didn't work hard enough or you had some belief that told you like, no, you can't do that job and here's why? What about college? What about applying to a college that you qualified for but because you had some belief, you didn't even try? That's how powerful beliefs are. They stop you from even taking action. Or if you have positive beliefs that I am worthy, I do deserve this, those are the people that become world champions because it's like in their mind, like, no, I'm better than this person. And they fucking believe it to the core of who they truly are. And they will bust their ass and fight to the death to win that freaking boxing match or whatever they're doing. And the other person, because they don't believe that, the minute the other person starts pouring on the power, they just back off. So the reason why some people are lucky, the reason why some people get the girl and keep the girl, the reason why some people are world champions, and the reason why some people get the job of their dreams is because they believe they can. They believe that they're worthy. They believe that they deserve it. Some of them even believe that this job isn't even good enough for me, so this is the one I'm going to take because, hey, of course I'm worthy of this. That's the difference between you and those people who do. And here's the coolest thing in the world. You can change your beliefs. Beliefs are powerful, but they're not real. But they do guide your every step, your ever unconscious decision, every moment, and the way you treat people unconsciously. You might irritate someone and they never want to talk to you, and you're like, what did I do? Well, if you watch a video and listen without the filters, and that's a challenge, without the filters, you'll be like, wow, I was really rude to that person. I didn't even notice it. Oh, I've got one. Have you ever applied for a job or something? I don't know, like, and you're like, why did I say that? Or let's say you were going to get in trouble, and then all of a sudden you just blurted something like, oh God, why did I say that? Or why did I do that? What was I thinking? That is the power of beliefs. They are unconscious, and they will make you say things that's the worst thing to say in the world. It's because your unconscious mind goes, oh, well, that's what we believe, so this is what we have to do because I'm not lucky, I never get the girl, I never get the job, blah, 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 blah. But you can. Come on in, learn how to change your beliefs. I'm a professionally trained life coach. You know, I don't even like that word because it doesn't explain what I do. I'm a certified NLP trainer, master hypnotherapist, master practitioner of timeline therapy, Reiki, Huna, pranic healing, and psychology. I've studied my ass off. Do you know what I do for a living? I rewire people. I reprogram people. One example is, let's say you have something that has a connection to a negative belief. What I will do, that would be called an anchor or a trigger. I will take that and I'll rewire that wired connection to something negative that makes you feel bad and connect it to something that makes you feel powerful. That is, and I mean neurologically, that's what I do. That's why they call it NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Again, that's just one modality. I do a lot more than that, and I'm certified and trained in a bunch of other therapy, psychology, emotional healing techniques that can help you in every area of your life. And I am a communication specialist. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Change your lives.